Hey everyone, it's SG Holyman, and welcome back to another video game review. This time I'm going to be reviewing the Metroidvania from Drinkbox Studios, Guacamelee 2. The story of Guacamelee 2 is really good, and it's also helped by the fact that they decided to take a more comedic route with the game, and I think that fits the overall tone of the game better, as I was laughing out loud from time to time. And I also found the game to overall has some really good writing, and it's also filled with a lot of references to other indie games that the first one also had, but this one leans into it a little bit more. So the story of Guacamelee 2 takes place 7 years after the events of the first game, which you do briefly go back and play the final boss fight of the first game. But anyway, you flash forward 7 years where Juan has settled down with the love of his life and they have 2 kids, and you briefly go through it before something happens and you find out that there is a Mexiverse, and the game just has you going through different parallel universes to try and save the world again. And it's fairly simple. As I said, it's filled with a lot of great writing. I enjoyed all the characters in the game, and the game also has some really great villains. The first one did too, so I'm glad they kept that going. And I will also say that the boss fights in this game, I actually found a little bit easier than the first game. They're still enjoyable, but yeah, I don't know. I just didn't find the boss fights as challenging as the ones in the first game. So, with that being said, as you can see, the game looks great. It carries over that same art style that the first one had, which I really enjoy. And the game also sounds great. I will say that a few of the sound effects were kind of loud, actually. And while the soundtrack is nothing to write home about, it's puts you in a good mood to go do some Metroidvania action. With that being said, the main hook of these games has always been its gameplay, and I'm happy to say that this game is really fun. So there's a lot of returning powers from the first game, but there's also quite a few new powers for Juan to discover. And this time around, there is a greater focus on the chicken powers, which I'm actually very happy about, because I do feel like the chicken was a bit underused in the first game. So they expanded out all the stuff that the chicken can do, and it's a way more integral part to the overall story as well. And the combat in the game is awesome. As you get your new powers, they're basically new wrestling moves that you can use on your opponents, which are mainly skeletons. Yeah, the combat's just fun and fluid, and you also use those powers, as is a Metroidvania, to open up new pathways that you can go back to old areas and just get new stuff, and the loop just keeps going on, and it's extremely satisfying. And there is a secret ending you don't have to get 100%, because there's like 5 keys that you have to find in order to unlock a very difficult section. But yeah, I enjoyed going for 100% completion just because the game is really fun and I wanted to. Another thing that they did change from the first game is how you get new skills. So they still have the little desks that you run across, and there you can change your costumes, but this time around you uncover 5 trainers that give you skill trees. And before you can unlock a power-up, most of the time you have to complete certain criteria and have enough gold in order to unlock the next skill in that skill tree, which I really did enjoy because it felt like you earned each skill as you were going. And if you're worried about gold, you get it fairly quickly and in large enough amounts, although there are a few skills that make it go by faster, which is really nice. And overall, yeah, I enjoy the way you unlock skills in the game. And with all that said, the new power-ups that Juan gets are really fun and open up the exploration a little bit more. And as I said, I really enjoyed exploring in this game and finding everything. For me, when I went for 100%, I completed the game at about 13 hours, 45 minutes, so just under 14. And overall, the game is easy. Like, as I said, the combat system is fun, but it is a little bit easy. If you're worried about that, though, there is a hard mode that unlocks when you complete the normal mode. And I still haven't played hard mode yet, but I'm going to. And if it's anything like the first game, it is a little bit more challenging, but it's not impossible. That being said, though, while combat is a little bit on the easy side, I will say that there are some very difficult platforming challenges. Not impossible, but hard enough to where when you finally get past them, it feels amazing. And I think that's everything that I have to say. So now I'll move on to my final thoughts. Guacamelee 2 is awesome and a worthy successor to arguably one of the greatest games ever made. Its combat is fun, although a bit on the easy side, and the powers you get not only enhance the combat but also lead to some great exploration and really help with some very difficult platforming sections. As I said, the game is a bit on the easy side, but there is a hard mode if you're looking for a bit more of a challenge, and it's required for a platinum trophy, which I will be going for in the near future. And on top of that, it also has a great and funny story to boot. So, as I said, the game is awesome, and I highly recommend you play both games if you have not. So, that is it for this video. If you liked what you've seen, you can go ahead and like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more game reviews, streams, and all the good gaming stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.